What separates the people who achieve extraordinary things from those who quietly give up? It isn't talent, it isn't intelligence, and it certainly isn't luck. Think about the people you admire most. The entrepreneur who failed several businesses before building a successful company. The athlete who came back after a career-ending injury. The student who struggled for years before becoming a respected scientist. They all have one thing in common. There's a moment when quitting would have been the easiest choice, yet somehow, they didn't. So what makes certain people keep going when everyone else walks away? The answer isn't hidden in their muscles. It isn't written in their DNA. It's hidden in the stories they tell themselves. The journey of one ordinary person, whose life reveals why some people never give up, and how you can build that same unstoppable mindset. Because persistence isn't a gift, it's a skill, and every skill can be learned. Daniel was 32 years old. He lived an ordinary life, a decent apartment, a stable job, a routine that barely changed from one week to the next. He wasn't rich, he wasn't famous, but he believed everything was moving in the right direction. Then one Tuesday morning, everything changed. His company announced massive layoffs. By lunchtime, Daniel was unemployed. At first, he remained calm. He updated his resume, applied for jobs, reached out to old friends. Surely someone would hire him. Weeks passed, then months. Rejection after rejection filled his inbox. Each email looked almost identical. We've decided to move forward with another candidate. His savings slowly disappeared. His confidence followed. Eventually, Daniel stopped believing the next application would make any difference. He started asking himself dangerous questions. What if I'm simply not good enough? What if this is all my life will ever be? The problem wasn't losing his job. The real danger was losing hope. One rainy afternoon, Daniel wandered through a small museum. He wasn't looking for inspiration. He simply wanted somewhere warm. Inside, an elderly guide noticed him staring at an old photograph. It showed a stonecutter striking a massive rock with a hammer. The guide smiled. Do you know what happens after the first strike? Daniel shook his head. Nothing. The second strike? Still nothing. The 50th? Nothing. But somewhere around the 100th strike, the stone suddenly breaks. The guide paused. But here's the truth. It wasn't the last strike that broke the stone. It was every strike before it. Daniel couldn't stop thinking about those words. Success often looks sudden, but it is almost always built by invisible progress. Every effort matters, even when you can't see the results yet. Modern psychology has discovered something fascinating. Our brains are prediction machines. When we experience repeated failure, the brain begins predicting future failure. It isn't trying to hurt us, it's trying to protect us from disappointment. This creates a dangerous cycle. Failure, fear, avoidance, more failure. But here's the incredible part. The brain can be retrained. Each small success rewrites those predictions. Every tiny victory tells your brain, maybe I can do this after all. That's why people who never give up don't wait for motivation. They create evidence. One completed workout, one finished chapter, one job application, one difficult conversation. Tiny wins become proof. Proof becomes confidence. Confidence creates momentum, and momentum changes lives. Daniel decided to make one simple rule. Every day, just one more step. Not 10, not 50, just one. One application, one new skill, one networking message, 1 hour of learning. Some days, that was all he could manage. But he refused to let a day end with zero progress. Days became weeks. Weeks became months. Then something unexpected happened. Daniel noticed he no longer feared rejection, because rejection wasn't the finish line anymore. It was simply today's step. Eventually, one company invited him for an interview. He wasn't nervous, because this interview wasn't his only chance. It was simply another step. He got the job, not because he suddenly became smarter, but because he became someone who refused to stop moving. Many people believe they quit because life is difficult. Often that's only half the truth. They quit because they expect perfection. If progress isn't fast enough, they quit. If mistakes happen, they quit. If someone criticizes them, they quit. Perfection whispers, if it isn't perfect, it isn't worth doing. Persistence answers, if it's worth doing imperfectly. The world's greatest achievements rarely begin beautifully. The first draft is messy. The first business loses money. The first speech feels awkward. The first workout hurts. The first attempt almost always looks ordinary. Extraordinary comes later. only after enough imperfect repetitions. History remembers victories. It often forgets the countless failures behind them. Inventors built thousands of broken prototypes. Writers filled trash bins with rejected manuscripts. Scientists spent decades testing ideas that never worked. Musicians performed in nearly empty rooms. Athletes lost competitions before becoming champions. The difference wasn't avoiding failure. The difference was refusing to let failure become identity. They didn't say, "I failed, therefore I'm a failure." They said, "I failed today. Tomorrow remained unwritten." That's the mindset that changes everything. Conclusion. Maybe you're facing your own difficult season. Perhaps you've been rejected. Maybe you failed. Maybe you're exhausted from trying. Remember the stonecutter. The rock doesn't break because of one final swing. It breaks because every single strike mattered. The effort you're making today may not show immediate results. Neither will tomorrow. But every honest attempt is shaping someone stronger. Persistence isn't about never feeling discouraged. It's about refusing to let discouragement make your decisions. You don't need to have all the answers. You don't need perfect confidence. You don't need guaranteed success. You only need one thing: the willingness to take one more step. Because one more step today becomes another tomorrow. And someday, people will look at your success and call it luck. Only you will know the truth. It was never luck. It was every invisible step you refused to stop taking. So wherever you are right now, take one more step. Your future self is already grateful that you did.